Remember me, remember me, remember me, I'm famous, remember? Remember I sang the national anthem and everybody got really, really mad? Yes, that was one of the happiest moments of my life, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so proud to have shared it all with you. A great Prozac moment. Thank you so very much. You know it's bad when the President of the United States comes out and says your act sucks. You know that.
Roseanne brings up the national anthem scandal and immediately turns the entire country's reaction into material. That was Roseanne on Carson's couch. The more a subject made other people want to back away, the more she wanted to walk straight into it. Marriage, sex, weight, religion, politics. Nothing was really safe. If you remember a time when late-night hosts never knew how far a guest might go, like and subscribe, because Roseanne is only getting started. 1. Roseanne holds nothing back on her first Carson appearance.
Righty now. Way to go. I'm always glad on a Friday night when we have somebody new who does comedy, because Friday night audiences are good for comedians. She's a housewife from Denver, Colorado, who started appearing at a local nightclub called the Comedy Works in Denver about 3 or 4 years ago. And she moved out here to Hollywood, where she's been working at the Comedy Store. And this is her very first appearance on national television. Would you welcome Roseanne Barr? Roseanne?
For 13 years, and let me tell you, it's a thrill to be out of the house. I never get out of the house. I stay home all the time. I never do anything fun because I'm a housewife. I hate that word, housewife. I prefer to be called domestic goddess.
No sitcom yet, no scandal, no Hollywood power. Roseanne walks out as if the room already belongs to her, which is exactly why this debut still feels so raw.
So I'm fat, I thought I'd point that out. Have you ever noticed that fat people don't think like skinny people? We have our own way of thinking. Like, did you ever ask a fat person for directions? Because that is when the difference in thinking really shows, you know. Because you go up to them on the street and ask them where something is, and they tell you like this: well, go down here to Arby's. Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King. It's that chocolate brown building down there. It's a lot different. But it's good that I'm fat, though, because I'm a mom, and fat moms are better than skinny moms. Because what do you want when you're depressed? Some skinny mom? Well, why don't you jog around a while, and that'll release adrenaline in your blood, and you'll better cope with stress. Or some fat mom? Well, let's have pudding, Oreos, and marshmallows. When you wake up from that sugar coma, it'll be a brand new week. It's a lot better and everything.
She claims the right to make fun of herself before anyone else gets the chance. Something that could have embarrassed her becomes one of the strongest parts of Roseanne's persona.
And my kids love me because I'm kind of like the mother they never had. But you know what? Being a mom, you can get a lot of attention, and then you could get a horrible headache, you know. So I do what it says on the aspirin bottle, because that is good advice on there. It says, take 2 and keep away from children.
Roseanne never builds herself into the perfect mother. She says out loud the exhaustion a lot of women only dared to think about, leaving the studio both shocked and recognizing itself.
So, like I told you, I've been married a long time, and now that reminds me. Do you guys like that guy Stephen King that writes those really scary books? Well, now he is coming out with the scariest book he ever wrote. It is so scary, it's about a husband with a mind of his own. Oh, don't get tense, ladies. It's just a fantasy. It can never really happen. It'll be called Barbecue Starter.
In Roseanne's world, marriage isn't paradise. It's an endless source of material. The darker it gets, the more casually she tells it.
Yeah, like I told you. You know, a lot of stuff bugs me about being married. A lot of stuff bugs me about husbands, you know. Like when they all the time want to talk to you. I hate that. Because, Roseanne, don't you think we should talk about our sexual problems? Like, I'm going to turn off Wheel of Fortune for that. Put it on a gift certificate, babe.
Roseanne talks about married life like someone who has lived inside it far too long to romanticize it anymore. That very ordinary irritation felt fresher than the polished family image television usually offered at the time.
Oh, that bugs me. It bugs me that they think you're gonna clean everything, huh? Like comes a, well, Roseanne, you think maybe you'll wash a dish this week? Get real. So I said, well, what's the matter? Is lemon joy kryptonite to your species?
Through Roseanne, the kitchen and the sink become places where the whole studio recognizes its own home. The comedy lives in the tiny things that drive two people living together insane.
But I am happy, and you know me, I'm not one to whine. I think husbands are the very best of all the men. They're the Cadillacs of men, you know, because at least they can make a commitment and deal with life. Not like these young bucks, you know what I mean, these young warrior types. Well, Roseanne, I'm not ready to settle down. I am living life on the edge of the fast lane. Sure. Get a relationship and face the real danger. All right? Mortgage in the face for 30 years.
Other people talk about commitment as maturity. Roseanne treats it like a survival challenge. A housewife set starts sounding like a small rebellion on network television.
But it's still stuff bugs me. You know, this bugs me the worst, is when the husband thinks that the wife knows where everything is, huh? Like they think the uterus is a tracking device. Any Cheetos left? Like he can't go over and lift up that sofa cushion himself.
By this point, Carson barely needs to guide her anymore. Roseanne has built a world where the husband is always losing something, and the wife is somehow expected to know where everything is. 2. Roseanne turns marriage into a no-go zone.
Well, it's a thrill to be out of the house. I never get out of the house. I stay home all the time. I never do anything fun ever, ever, ever. Because I'm a housewife. I hate that word, and I hate the word homemaker, too. I want to be called domestic goddess. It's more descriptive. But anyway, so I have 3 kids, and I've been married for 14 years, so I breed well in captivity. A lot of stuff bugs me about being married, you know, like having a husband and stuff.
Roseanne comes back without cleaning up the persona at all. She pushes deeper into the things women usually only say when the cameras are off, almost testing how far the network will let her go.
Well, sometimes I really feel sorry for my husband, you know, because he loves me. I feel sorry for every guy that ever loved me, because I can't stand to do the stuff they want you to do, you know. You know, like clean stuff and cook stuff and help them with their little problems like eye care. I'd rather lay there on the couch criticizing others and then run all the charge cards up to the limit. Kind of where I'm at. But they still bug you, like my husband, he bugs me about housework and that, you know? Like he'll go, Roseanne, well, maybe if you start now, you could have a clean house by Christmas. Who am I, June Cleaver? The day I worry about cleaning my house is when Sears comes out with a riding vacuum cleaner.
She doesn't tell it like she hates her husband. She tells it like two people have lived together long enough for love and irritation to blend together. That's why the shots are sharp, but still carry some warmth.
Anyways, well, I am really a nice wife and all, because like every year on my husband's birthday, you know what I tell him? I say, today I'm going to be the wife you always wanted me to be. And I'll say really nice stuff to him just to build up his ego, you know, out of pure love. Like I'll say, God, honey, you're so incredibly handy with those power tools. Why, Ethan Allen himself couldn't have handcrafted a finer spice rack. Now, your mother's the most interesting woman I've ever met. You think you could get the lid off this jar? I'm just so weak, you big, strong man, you.
Roseanne is very good at turning the smallest family rituals inside out. Sweet talk in her hands always sounds more like a ceasefire than romance.
You know, 'cause women, we lie to men all the time, you know. It's not that we mean to or anything, it's just that it takes too long to explain the truth. Yeah, so it's like, oh, you're the best lover I ever had. It's never been like this. Stop, stop, you're killing me.
Television still liked families clean and pleasant. Roseanne tells real married life plainly enough for that image to crack right in front of Carson.
I try to, like, have a real healthy sexual attitude for my children, you know. Like I tell my kids, sex is a normal bodily function, like an aneurysm or a heart attack. I think I have enough time to go into my sexual problems, but like my queen-size pantyhose is getting ready to give up the throne over here. But I do have sexual problems, like with my husband. You won't even believe this. You'll die. You know what he says to me 2 weeks ago? You'll die. He says to me, Roseanne, why don't you try to be more aggressive in bed? I'm sure. He really does say that, though. Hey, Roseanne, why don't you ever try to be more aggressive in bed? So I thought about it and all like that, you know. Then last night we're laying there and he reached for me, so I said, no! He's never happy.
The line between the family living room and the national stage almost disappears. Carson stays calm while the studio waits to see how much further Roseanne will push it.
But anyway, it's real hard to be married for a long time, like my best friend, you know. Well, she's leaving her husband just because he was unfaithful to her. Do you even believe that? That is no reason to leave the person. I feel like after that, you should stay with them.
Roseanne rarely chooses the prettiest answer. She prefers the pettier, darker one, usually the thing plenty of people have thought, but would never say. 3. Roseanne takes birth control way too far.
It's so much more descriptive. Well, anyways, me and my husband, we just celebrated our wedding anniversary back there on February 3rd, so that was really cool and all. I got my husband a whole bunch of tools, you know, because he's just so incredibly handy around the house. And while I was admiring my new dust buster, and I thought back to those early years of my marriage and all that, you know. Like, I got pregnant 2 months after I got married because I'm just incredibly fertile and everything. But now we have 3 kids, and I'll tell you how I had them. You'll love it. I had one with the birth control pill, then I had one with the diaphragm, then I had another one with the IUD. I don't even know what happened to my IUD. It never came out. Russians, because that kid picks up HBO.
Roseanne can start with an ordinary family memory, and seconds later, take the audience somewhere network comedy usually avoids. The more familiar the setup, the more dangerous the turn becomes.
So that tells you. Well, we had that husband-coached childbirth, you know, where your husband goes in there with you and he tells you when and how to breathe. Kind of the same stuff he tries to do when you're not pregnant. But now we got a great birth control method that really works, you know. Every night before we go to bed, we spend an hour with our kids.
Stories usually told with emotion come crashing back down to earth in Roseanne's hands, right where married couples actually live.
Well, so anyways, yeah. Speaking of that birth control, though, any single women here tonight? Single women? Yeah, so you're sexually active then. Little joke for us married gals. Well, you'll love this. Because guess what I'm reading in People magazine? This is so cool. Okay, starting this year in 1986, well, they're coming out with a male birth control pill. Isn't that great? Yeah, except for there's one side effect, though. It's fatal.
Roseanne doesn't just talk about sex. She does it with a cheerful hostility that makes anyone in the room feel like they could be the next target. She doesn't need permission. She just keeps going.
And a lot of people, though, all the time come up to me and go, Roseanne, how'd you go from being a housewife to being a comic? So I'll tell you because I like to tell this part. Okay. Well, it's just one of these regular days I remember real good, except for like it's my birthday, November 3rd, 1981, you know. And I'm just sitting there in the house doing this regular housewife stuff like cooking curtains, dusting pot roast, and scouring out that tub with the non-abrasive cleaner. When all of a sudden I just had like this major reality alert. Did you ever get those? You know, where your brain slides out of your head and falls on the floor, and you're just looking at it, you know. And I says, oh my God, I says, I love my husband, I love my kids, but I need something more. Like perhaps a life.
Underneath the bitterness is something very real. Comedy was once an escape from a life that felt too small. That gives Roseanne's housewife jokes a little extra weight.
Yeah, so I wait for my husband to come home. You know, he comes home 5:15 like he's done every single day since the birth of the universe. I says, hi, honey, you pencil neck geek. I said, you ever look in the mirror and notice you have a weak and characterless chin, huh? Did you, huh? So he gives me that typically intuitive male response. Gosh, it seems like you're not happy, Roseanne. Yeah, I'm 2 days past happy. So then he goes on with that horrible husband stuff. You know how they do? Well, maybe you're ovulating, Roseanne. Did you ever think about that? Maybe you're ovulating. Yeah, and you better stand back, honey, because it's a full moon and you're looking at high tide.
Roseanne is most dangerous when the men in her stories think they understand women. She gives them a few seconds of confidence before pulling the whole room to the other side.
No, but you know, you gotta admit and all that, men, they're half the population of the earth and they have their place and all that, you know. Basically, I feel that men are on this earth for one reason and one reason only, to serve me. And two, to bring back food and build a comfortable hive for me and my larvae. And three, to willingly move on when it's time for a younger drone with more stamina.
Gender comedy from that era wasn't gentle. Roseanne nearly reduces men to disposable creatures while keeping a completely calm face.
I'll call me old-fashioned. Anyway. No, but really, me and my husband, we got that mutual respect. We really do. He never mentions I'm slightly overweight, you know, and I never mention he has more hair in his ears than he got on his head. No, because really, I like sleeping with a bald guy, because that's really cool. It's cool to sleep with a bald guy, you know, because at night when you're in bed, You always got a place to stick your gum. Well, you try to make them happy, you know that. You really do try, but they're never happy. I don't know. You know, comes in there the other day, Roseanne, I need more space. So I locked him outside.
Looks, the bedroom, personal space. Nothing gets protected. Roseanne makes intimacy completely public and offers no apology for it. 4. 15 years of marriage and nobody is safe.
Well, ladies, it's that time of year again, right? The Super Bowl weekend and everything, you know, where the husband sits there in front of the TV in a coma. He doesn't talk to the kids. He doesn't talk to you. I mean, it's like he doesn't even live there. Why can't it be like that all year? Well, but anyway, February 4th is my 15th wedding anniversary, so it's been 15 joyous years and everything with my husband, and, I don't know, thank you. So I've been out shopping for a black armband, and, you know, we had a cool wedding, though. It was a really neat wedding, because we got a mixed marriage, like I'm Jewish and he's not and everything, so at the wedding, we each try to please the other person's family. Like for my family, you know, he crushed a beer can under his heel, and... And for his family, I pretend I was a virgin, so that was really great.
Roseanne opens the set like a dinner where nobody knows they're about to be named. Husband, religion, relatives. In barely more than a minute, there's almost no neutral territory left.
And I don't know, I was like all brides on my wedding night. Like, you know, I was really shy and I was nervous and I was like locked up in the bathroom and everything. He's knocking on the door trying to coax me out of there. Come on out, Roseanne, open up. This beer's going right through me.
She's very good at destroying romantic images by dragging them back into real life. A wedding night through Roseanne always feels more like a basement sitcom than a love story.
So that's good. But I am so excited to tell everybody this, because, okay, like, I've only been out here in Hollywood for 1 year and 4 months, you know, but already I am doing my very first movie and everything, so that's really cool, and I'm so excited I don't know what to do and everything. And, it's called Rodeo Queen, and, of course, out here in California, it's Rodeo Queen, but, that's really neat and interesting to learn how to ride on those bucking broncos and everything. Of course, when I rode them, they didn't exactly buck, they kind of like buckled, and, you know, there was a clown waving a piece of pizza trying to get me off the animal and everything. I don't know, like a lot of guys, they stay on for 10, 12 seconds. Hey, I rode till the vet came, so... in this movie, though, I played every part. You know, it's one of them kind of deals and everything. But, I mean, being a rodeo clown is really a hard thing to do because you got to chase this great big old hairy animal around its pen while you avoid stepping in its waste products and everything. But luckily for me, I've been married 15 years, so it wasn't, like, too much of a stretch or anything. So that was good. But my husband, he learned so much just watching this movie being made and everything. Like, he learned a lot about horses, you know.
Success is coming fast, but she still doesn't talk like a rising movie star. Hollywood just becomes another polished room for Roseanne to dirty up with material.
I think that's right. Did you guys see that Shirley MacLaine show? Out on a Limb, it was just on and everything. I like that, didn't you like it? I believe in all that stuff and everything. I just did that past life regression. I found out that in another life I used to be Shirley MacLaine, so that was kind of cool. And I believe in that previous life stuff because, you know, previous to my marriage, I had a life, and, I also believe in communications with the dead because last night I got my husband to stop snoring, and, you know, I threw a Ouija board at him, but, we get along real good, me and my husband, actually. I think I'm getting a lot nicer, you know, like I tell him, I'm sorry, honey, you just caught me at a bad time, the 80s. So he tells me for the anniversary, you know, here's what he says. Well, Roseanne, for the anniversary, I'm getting you a subscription to Good Housekeeping magazine. I says, I don't read fiction.
Another show might split these into 3 separate segments. Roseanne wraps them together and leaves Carson to find his own way out.
But I don't know. They always give you in the women's magazines, they give you the sexy tips too, how to be more sexy and all that kind of stuff. Like how to get your husband to want you. I already know how to get my husband to want me. I just leave home a half hour before dinner. Then I call him from the mall. Oh, stop your whining. I've got the fish sticks. I'm on my way.
Roseanne always destroys magazine-style advice with something more practical. Romance in her world doesn't come with candles. It comes with dinner time and a hungry husband.
I don't know. You don't even need a magazine to get these sexy ideas because your husband's always coming up with them his own self, you know. Like just, well, Roseanne, why don't we try a new sexual position? Okay, well, how about me on top of the Hilton in St. Croix? And you on your back under the car. But, you know, I just got this new diet out of a women's magazine. It's so good. This is the best diet, and it really works. It really does. It's called the mirror diet, you know? And you eat all your foods in front of a mirror in the nude. You know, of course, some of these fancier restaurants don't go for it.
The second she gets into one subject uncomfortable enough for network television, Roseanne jumps straight into something that isn't any safer. The studio never gets time to recover.
Hiya.
Funny as usual. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm real good. How are you?
I'm just fine.
Do you like my hair?
Yes, that's very nice.
Oh, thanks.
Why, do you change it all the time?
I got one of them Beverly Hills coiffers.
Oh, expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coiffers.
You know, that does your hair, so I feel pretty cute and everything.
Yeah. When it's instead of a hairdresser, when they get to be a coiffer, it's more expensive, I would guess, right?
I think so. It's like 50 cents more, I think.
Yeah. You are from not the Midwest. Yeah, Midwest, Salt Lake.
Yeah, Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah, and I'm Jewish, so you know that's kind of weird and everything.
Yeah, a lot of Mormons in Salt Lake.
A lot more. You know, there's some Jewish there, but they're all Catholic. But you know, it's really. I swear, it was really hard to be Jewish there, Johnny, because like for our synagogue, we had to sublet space out of a photo mat booth and everything, you know. And I asked my rabbi, I said, Rabbi Christensen.
Rabbi Christensen?
I said, do you think that God really loves me? He says, of course he does, Roseanne. He's just not ready to make any heavy commitment.
Once she moves from stand-up to the couch, Roseanne still doesn't switch on a safe mode. Her hometown and religion stay material right in front of Johnny, like she's still at the club.
But for my dad, it was hard, because you know what, when you think of Jewish people, you always think of New York or even out here or something. You never think of the West or Utah.
Yeah,
this really gets me, because my dad, you know, well, he dresses up like a cowboy, and there's like no historical basis for that whatsoever. Like he has a great big old turquoise Star of David with a silver belt buckle on it. It's like, whoopee-I-oh-chaye.
That's funny.
Roseanne's family memories are always a little warped and a little too much, but they're easy to picture. She turns the whole family into a cast that can walk into a joke at any moment. 5. Roseanne goes straight after Hollywood and the White House.
Hi, thank you very, very much. Well, you know, before Johnny Carson discovered me, made me the huge international megastar that I am now, I used to live in a trailer, okay? And it was really awful, so I worked really hard to get out of there and everything, you know. So now I make TV and movies. What do I do all day? I sit in a trailer.
Even as one of television's biggest stars, Roseanne still talks about success, like life has been playing one long joke on her. The outsider persona is still there.
And I don't fit in so good out here, in case you didn't figure that out, but it's kind of true, you know, I don't know. This place is like no place in the whole wide world. People out here, well, they ain't like people where I come from, you know. I try to fit in, I try to go to them Hollywood parties and everything, but they ain't like no party I ever went to, you know. Like, I spent the first hour wandering around this great big old house looking for the keg. So then I go up to the host or hostess, whatever, you know, and I go, hey, man, where's the keg, man? They go, well, there is no keg, Roseanne. Whoa, you're out of beer already? Whoa, well, gee. I'll make the run. You buy, I'll fly.
She's famous enough to enter the fanciest rooms, but she still looks at them like an outsider. Hollywood through Roseanne feels less like glamour and more like a party where nobody knows how to have fun.
Of course, you know I'm so mad at that little pin-headed wimp George Bush for saying that about me anyway. But I do like his wife. I do like Miss Bush. She way outclassed her husband, don't you think? Yeah, I like her. Because she's just like a regular down-home gal, Mrs. Bush. You know, you could just see her sitting there on her front porch with her nylons rolled up under her knee, you know. Or in that rocking chair waiting for the meatloaf to be done, you know. Fanning herself between the legs, you know. You get to see her do that.
After a national scandal, Roseanne's instinct isn't to shrink away. It's to keep going after people with even more power. Push her back one step, and she usually moves forward too.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
What year was it now? You stepped out here in front of it and absolutely devastated the audience.
Oh, man, it was 86.
Really?
Yeah, September of 86.
God, it goes fast,
Totally, yeah. And the very next day, you know, after I did that first thing,
Yeah.
the very next day I had a career, and I mean,
Yeah.
my first husband, you know, before I dumped him,
Yeah.
my first husband,
Well put.
he was still working at the post office when I first came on this show. So, I mean,
right.
you know, I'm so, you know.
Well, you got to have a
Thank you.
remarkable career. Yeah,
Thank you. No, John, you've done so much for me and you have really done so much for my career that I would like to write you a $15 million check right now.
Would you?
Roseanne knows this couch changed her life, but even gratitude isn't allowed to become too serious. She gets sincere for a moment, and then breaks the emotion herself. 6. Roseanne turns Carson's final days into a very strange goodbye.
Okay, we're back with Roseanne Arnold. I want to thank you for coming. The last couple of nights we're on here.
Thank you for having me on your last couple. But what, I have to ask you this question.
Sure.
And I think I talk for everybody. I don't know, but I think I do. Why do you have to do this? Why do you have to quit?
That's nice of you.
We don't want you to.
Hey, that's sweet. I'll tell you what. I want to quit while I'm on top of my game. Somebody asked Beverly Silsworth, the wonderful opera singer. She was at a party one night, and she says, I would much rather have people say to me, Beverly, why did you quit? Rather than, why didn't you quit singing? You know? So I think you go out when everything is going great and you still enjoy it.
Well,
so,
yeah,
you know,
but what are we all supposed to do?
well, you just have to try and find some other activities. Anyway, that's sweet of you to say that anyway. I know you mean
Yeah,
it.
it just feels like, wow, you know, I mean, you were there for everything in my whole life, you know, like, you were there for the wars and Watergate and
That's right.
Richard Nixon and everything else. Now you're gone, it's like, what in the hell am I going to do?
Yeah. You know, it's hard to believe when we started this show, the country was very close to war with Russia. It was the Cuban Missile Crisis during John F. Kennedy. And now there's no more Russia as such. I mean, it's strange what has happened.
Yeah, but well, we're going to miss you.
Yeah,
Suddenly, she isn't a comedian there to promote something. She feels like a viewer who grew up with Carson, with the man who opened that first door for her. The goodbye carries more weight.
Yeah, I thought of doing the show, but I wouldn't want celebrities on it, you know.
Yeah.
Did you ever get bored, like, talking to, because celebrities are pretty boring, I mean, you probably don't think so, but.
Oh, I don't know. It depends on the person, of course. We've had just as much fun on the show, and some of our best shows have been with people we call civilians, only because they're not in show business. People who come on and do unusual things, or, and sometimes are the best interviews.
Those were the funniest.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the bird calls, I always like that.
Yeah.
But
Politicians.
did you ever sit there, like, thinking when somebody was talking, like I'm doing now, did you ever sit there and, like, think, oh, what a stupid bitch?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. It's funny, you'll be sitting, and and all of a sudden I think, I wonder if they know what I'm thinking. I mean, because sometimes it doesn't go like you hope, you know, and you just kind of push on through it.
Because I would probably blurt it out, so I don't think.
Yes, you would. You'd say, God, you're dull, wouldn't you? You'd go right.
But I want to do a show like Oprah does, you know, but except for have nothing but, like, really freaks on, nothing but freaks.
There's none left. There are no freaks left.
There's a lot of freaks left that they won't even put on their shows, because you know what they're doing now, and this really makes me mad, is they're doing all these heartwarming type of reunion type shows, and that's bugging me, because when I turn on the shows, I want to see freaks. I want to see people more, right?
Even in Carson's final days, Roseanne still takes a shot at the talk show formula itself. Carson doesn't get defensive. He joins her in remembering the strange, ordinary people who sometimes made the show feel more alive than celebrities.
The only reunion show I want to see is about Siamese twins.
Oh, really? Together again for the all-time. You have lost some weight, haven't you?
Yeah, I've lost some weight. I still have, like,
I know
a lot to go.
it's a battle for you. Those of us who are slender don't really understand what it's like. You like food.
Yeah, I'm consumed by food.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, if I had to choose between, like, food and sex, my children would be fatherless, you know. But I know, it's like a compulsion, you know. Yeah. But skinny people just say, well, just don't eat. But
yeah, that's easy for us.
But how can you not?
Yeah, that's true.
Especially out here when I can get in restaurants, like, right away.
Yeah, just right. Your table is ready. What would you like to weigh? What would be your ideal weight?
Well, you know, when I started the stand-up comedy, which was 12 years ago,
right.
which is, like, really weird to think about, but for me, I weighed 105. Really? So I gained all this weight, like, on stage, because I go out at night, you know, eating pies, and Danny's trying to write a joke, and on and on and on, you know.
105.
So I think I would, right now, like to weigh 140.
Even a slightly sad conversation can't stay serious around Roseanne for long. She pulls it back toward the body, food, and everyday life. Exactly how she always operated on that couch.